Welcome to the ASP .NET WebForms step-by-step series designed specifically for absolute beginners who want to learn WebForms the right way from the ground up. In this series, you will master key topics like the WebForms page lifecycle, working with the server control, understanding code behind structure, managing state, and accessing data using SQL. Whether you are a complete beginner, a student preparing for interviews, or a developer transitioning from other technologies, this series is perfect for you. Each video is hands-on with live code, practical examples, and project-based learning to help you apply what you learn instantly. Don't forget to subscribe to ASP NET and SQL Academy and turn on notifications so you never miss a video in this beginner-friendly WebForms series. Welcome to our tutorial on working with the TextBox control in ASP.NET WebForms. To begin, open your default.aspx file. From the toolbox, drag a TextBox control onto the form and name it TextBox1. Next, drag a button control onto the form and name it Button1. These controls will allow us to capture user input and trigger an action. Now, let us add a label control to our form. Drag a label control from the toolbox and name it Label1. This label will be used to display the user's input once they click the button. Setting up this feedback mechanism is essential for enhancing user interaction. With the button1 selected, let us modify its properties to improve your user experience. In the properties window, change the text property to submit. This label clearly indicates the action the user needs to take, making the interface more intuitive. Next, we need to add functionality to our button. Double click on button1 to generate the button1 click event handler in the code behind file. Inside this method, add the following line of code: label1.text equal to welcome plus text1.text. This code will take the text entered in text1 and display a welcome message in label1 when the button is clicked. Let us analyze the generated code. The button1 click method is triggered when button1 is clicked. The textbox1.text retrieve the user input from the text box, and this input is concatenated into a welcome message displayed in label1. This simple interaction demonstrates how user input can dynamically change the content of your web form. Now, it is time to test our application. Press F5 to run the project. Once it loads in your browser, type your name into textbox1 and click the submit button. You should see your name displayed in label1 with the message welcome your name. This confirms that our text box and button functionality is working correctly. If you encounter any issues, such as the text box not capturing input or the label not updating, there are a few common troubleshooting steps. First, ensure that the button 1 click event is correctly wired to button 1. Also, verify that there are no typos in your code. Using breakpoints can help identify if the code is being executed. To enhance the user experience further, consider adding additional features. For example, you could add a clear button that resets both the text box and the label. Additionally, implementing validation to check for empty input can prevent users from submitting a blank name, ensuring a smoother interaction. In summary, we have gone through the steps to work with the text box control in our WebForms application. We added a text box, button, and label to the form, implemented the button click event to display a welcome message, and successfully tested the application. This process illustrates how easily user input can be managed in ASP.NET Web Forms. Thank you for joining this tutorial. As you continue our learning journey, consider exploring more controls available in ASP.NET such as drop-downs and checkboxes. You can also learn about data validation and how to implement advanced user interactions to enhance your applications. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials. Let us improve the user interface by guiding the user before input. Select text box 1 and in the properties window, find the placeholder property. Set it to enter your name. This will display helpful text inside the box until the user begins typing. TextBox has a text mode property that changes how input is displayed. For example, setting it to password hides characters useful for login forms. For multiple text like comments, use multi-line. For our name input, we will keep it as single line. Now, let us add a clear button to reset the form. Drag another button from the text box, name it button clear, and set its text to clear. This will allow users to start over or correct input easily. Double click the clear button to generate its click event. Inside the handler, clear the controls of textbox 1 and label 1 using textbox1.text is equal to empty space and label1.text is equal to empty. This improves usability and gives users control over the form. To avoid blank input, add a simple validation check. In the button 1 click event, Use an if statement to check if textbox1.text is empty. If it is, show a message like please enter your name. Otherwise, proceed with the welcome message. We can enhance visual feedback by changing the label color. After displaying the message, set label1.for color equal green for success. You could also show error in red or better user guidance. To make the form more user friendly, add a tooltips. Set the tooltip property of textbox1 to something like type your full name here. And for button 1, set a click to display your name. Tooltips provide extra help without cluttering the form. To organize your form layout better, use a panel control. Drag it from the toolbox and place all related controls inside it. This helps with grouping, styling, or even hiding and showing entire sections of your form later. You might wonder where the click event is connected. It is linked using the onClick attribute in your .aspx markup. This connects your design to the code behind the file, making the event functional. Always ensure these match for events to trigger. Let us wrap up with the best practices. Always validate input either manually or using built-in validation controls like a required field validator. Provide clear feedback after actions and keep your form layout simple and intuitive to enhance the overall user experience. Let us test your understanding. What is the purpose of label? And what does textbox1.text return? Pause the video and think for a moment. Answer is label 1 displays output. Textbox1.text receives the user input. Textbox is widely used in real world applications. Think login forms, comment sections, and feedback forms. What we have built today is the foundation for all these types of input based interactions. Before we close, let us recap the core logic again. We check if the user input is empty and then show either an error message or a welcome message. This approach applies to most form submissions. To practice further, try creating a small feedback form using the same principles. Experiment with validation controls and read official documentation to deepen your understanding of web forms.